Hello, and I'm back with a Dax How to Be a Man remix. So I obviously reacted to the original, and it was very eye-opening that so many men felt the same way. So even though obviously this song was about, you know, the struggles of being a man, I feel like it was still so important for a woman to get involved, which is me, I'm the woman. I feel like as a woman, me, I feel like it's still important to like take accountability, try to listen, because we can only learn and even reflect on ourselves and our own toxic behaviour if we actually listen to other people. I'm also like a massive advocate for mental health regardless of the gender, but I am really aware that the biggest killer for men under 35 is suicide. So even though I'm not a man, I feel like it's still really important for me to use my platform to help men, because I think my ratio is like at least 90% men are followers. It would be really stupid of me to not try and help the people that follow. So like I said in my previous video, I just want to reassure all you men out there that things can get really heavy, but that doesn't mean that you're not doing a good job. And just own that, yeah, I've got some shit on my shoulders, but I'm fucking handling it, okay? But also, you don't have to handle it by yourself. Reach out to someone, because you know what? Sometimes even just feeling like, oh my God, that other person feels exactly the same, I'm not alone. Or, oh God, this person can just let me vent and get some of the weight off my shoulders. Like, sometimes that's all you need. Anyway, let me go on with the reaction. So sorry about that, guys, but I feel like it's so important to say, and I just have to address it. Let's go.
I can't hide myself.
Okay.
I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
Too much pressure on my shoulders, it gets tough to be the person bringing in the bread and be the lover that you need for self-care. Yeah, I had to let go. I'd be lying if I told you that it never takes a toll on my mind. I need someone to save me, but I have to be the one who's saving you. When you're exhausted, I'm the shoulder where you meant. Gotta stay strong, what can I do when
I can't hide myself? I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's
Oh my God, his voice when he, I don't know the technical terms for like singers, but oh, when he had that power in his voice, like you could feel it. But like I said in my reaction to the original, is I love that he's done this song, because I feel like it's so important to break that stigma. It's always heartbreaking when you hear someone talk about their struggles, but at the end of the day it is important to hear it, because like I said, so many people will connect to that. Because a lot of the comments I got on the original video was men saying like, yes, this is exactly how we feel. Do the majority of you feel that way because you've had like direct experiences where you were made to feel that way, or do you think it's like a subconscious thing that's like ingrained in you because that's just the role of a man? I'm really curious to know like the different layers to it, or if it's all just kind of like ingrained.
a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. I know a lot of men don't feel the same, but I don't feel ashamed. Letting the water fall when my heart's ablaze. Daddy taught me that was how to put a fire out. So when I'm hurting, I don't mind to cry my eyes out. I only have a few examples of a man in my life, and only one who made perfection lifelike. So I try to remember 2 words when I don't know what to do. Don't forget Jesus wept and brother, so can you. I can't hide myself.
He actually raised a really good point there, where he said about he only saw like a certain amount of examples of how to be a man. So another question, I'm so sorry, but I'm like such a curious person, and I always ask questions, I'm a nightmare. So as a young boy, do you feel like if you would have seen your father or your father figure be more emotional or talk about their feelings, that would have changed the way you felt, or you would have been more open with your feelings and reaching out rather than feeling like you have to be silenced and just like take the brunt of the stress. A lot of how I am is because my dad was such a good dad, and I just repeatedly had examples of watching him do it. It wasn't just him saying, he actually actioned it, and I saw those same actions repeated. It just naturally rubs off on you. Anyway, but I'm just going to get on with listening instead of asking you 100 questions.
I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
They say it's all in my head, and I guess that makes sense, cause everything I feel, I keep in, cause it's different for men. We talk about our feelings, we're called oversensitive, we're asked to strike a balance, it doesn't exist. So we bottle everything up in our minds, we grow cold, dark and numb as we slowly die. You ever wonder why it's mostly men who commit suicide? We figure why now we're already there.
I can't hide myself.
Oh my god, this is like a 10-minute song. I didn't even realise. But you know what I find really interesting is that there's such stigma that men feel they can't open up, but then when you talk to all these different men, they all feel exactly the same. So like, isn't that crazy that a lot of men feel exactly the same, but they all feel the same? I feel like the only way to break this cycle is if you're a man with a son, that you just do your like damn best to make them feel loved, supported, and like they can open up, and just be that example for them. Because I honestly feel like at this point it seems to be the only way where we can actually like protect future generations, by setting that example for them, which would have been the example that maybe you didn't have yourself.
I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
You picked me up when I was broken. You pieced together words that were not spoken. You found a way to see me as I was, even when the world doesn't show you the same love. You're expecting to do everything on your own, providing and hide all the feelings that you hold. Well, your heart is deserving of showing. I see you for who you are. I hope that you know it.
I can't hide myself.
Well, I found that a really interesting choice to have a woman in there. I wasn't actually expecting that. But also I feel like that is important for men to see, that there are some women out there that are actually supportive. You should feel like you could, you know, reach out to anyone regardless of their gender. But obviously I can understand that it's like conditioned to keep it to yourself. But I feel like that's why it's so important that we do talk about it, and we do reassure you that, you know, if you do want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us too.
I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
I know we all got decisions to make, but it seems that my decisions cause division. I hate this pride, I break inside, but I cannot cry, cause all I wanna do is provide. I was made for this, I'm a father of 7. My oldest is 20, my youngest 11, and they all gotta eat, so I bury my feelings and stay on my feet. Like they told me, gotta be grown, they told me, you're on your own, they told me, but we're not alone, they showed me.
I can't hide.
Who was that one? I don't actually know who he is. I'm trying to see how many guys we've done. Is he brother of Rick? literally, like, I literally loved his verse, his whole delivery of it. I need to listen to more for it.
Myself, I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
Yeah, patiently waited for God to show me signs I need. I'm not the man for the job, all the things I can't be. Put all my feelings aside, I think that I'll be better off when I'm not alive. Fought through depression for years and I try to hide it. Almost put pressure and pulled it, but I decided to give it all that I can. But this what it's like to be a man.
I can't hide myself, I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road.
It is so heartbreaking when you hear someone say they'd be better off if they weren't alive. And I feel like our brains can really just be some self-sabotaging motherfucker. Because to get to that point where you actually feel like that's the best route, like you have to be feeling some shit. And when you're going through a rough time and you feel so helpless and hopeless, and then when things don't get better and you just feel like you keep getting hit while you're down, what is the point in being alive if being alive I'm just going to feel this much pain? But I always like to say, as bad as things can get just as good so quickly, and that is the beauty of life, that things can turn around and there is always hope. I feel like it's really powerful what Dax has done, because obviously him originally doing this song, it was him saying like, look, you're not alone. And I feel like the remix is him saying like, if you don't believe me that you're not alone, I'm gonna bring all these guys and you're gonna hear it from them too. So I feel like that was such a good move on his part to like show all you men, like, come on, I've got all these men up here with me, you're definitely not alone, because it's not just me.
And they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
As a man, if you show your emotions, they take it for weakness, ain't nothing new. Teaching my son to be mentally stronger, prepare for the battle, he ain't even two. Being a father is lit, but I gotta admit that sometimes I don't know what to do. Provide and protect was the name of the game I was playing for you, and you know that it's true. Unconditional love and reality, but you can't take a look from my view. A lot of my days were blue, but that dog in me, so I fought and you didn't have a clue. When I had it, we had it together, but now we divided, your colors are true. I shouldn't have to ask for no help if you knew I was struggling, I would've did it for you.
I can't hide myself.
And obviously being a dad is the biggest job and the most important job that you'll ever have. And there can be a lot of pressure to try and get things right. But as a parent, you don't have to try and get things right. That isn't what it's about, because trust me, what your child will remember is the fact that you were there, that you showed up, that you were paying them attention. Those are the most important things. So if you are just so stressed and worried about doing a bad job, that's actually telling me that you're already doing a good job, because you love that child so much that you just want to give them the best life. And unfortunately, I have recently lost my dad, but the thing that helps me is the fact that I can look back and be like, do you know what? He was the best dad out there, because he always showed up and he always told me that he loved me, but more importantly, I felt it through his actions. So, yeah.
I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
I'm sorry, I never knew all the things that you go through. I
just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road.
I actually really like that he's also put women in this, because I feel like it's important that men hear women that are supportive, because it's so easy to feel like, oh, she wouldn't understand, or she wouldn't listen, or she doesn't care about my feelings. Whereas, like, these are examples of women that are trying to understand and do want to support you. Then again, in the same breath, I will say, if you have tried to do that to your partner and your partner hasn't been supportive or hasn't been understanding of your feelings, then I would actually probably say, like, they're not the person for you. Like, maybe just dump them. In the most insensitive way, if someone, regardless of their gender, cannot be supportive or compassionate to your feelings, then just dump them, alright? This is like advice line with Leah, dump them.
And they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
It's just a lot I wanna say. To be a
Oh,
man requires you to hide the pain. You find yourself inside a hole you can't get out, even though you wanna shout. The pain is just unbearable. Oh no, I just wanna cry, be given a hug, and be told everything will be okay. Parang in the wamuna. It's all she gonna take. I have a family that depends on me. Oh,
I can't hide myself.
he had such a good voice. It was so light. It was literally so light. I love this. I hope that there's like just a full-on like chorus at the end of all of them together. That's what I'm imagining in my mind, like all of them just there harmonizing.
I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road. And they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
Look, as a man, they expect you to be strong and someone to lean on, no matter what you're dealing with. I just lost a couple friends to drugs, and when I woke up in the morning, man, I really wasn't feeling it. But I gotta try to bottle the pain, but when they took my son away, I had to try to find a will to live. Put in 5 whole years at the job, then I got laid off, and the news had me feeling sick. I've been drowning in the deep end. Anybody wanna give me a reason? I don't even try to bother with a social life, cause I would rather be alone on the weekends, chilling with my demons. And I try to suppress the depression in need of a blessing, cause I'm really about to lose it all. Just remember that I try to be a man when you lose me, y'all, and I'm gone.
I can't hide myself.
My God, honestly, like I said, it's heartbreaking. It's literally heartbreaking to listen to, but this is the reality of how some men feel, and a lot of men feel. And I literally just want to like cuddle you all. Like, I don't know, is that a solution? Like, we just like have a line of men and I'll just like hug you all and like, I don't know, like give you a cup of tea, like, I don't know, a biscuit. I don't know. But I do feel like this song is like a good direction, isn't it, guys? This is a good direction where we can all like help each other and men can feel supported. I feel like this is like a good step in the right direction. But like, does anyone actually have any suggestions? Because I feel like we need more solutions,
I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road. And they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that.
I'm actually really glad that I reacted to the remix, because I feel like it was very refreshing and it was so nice to hear from other people as well. So I feel like it's so cool that Dax gave other people a platform. So I really hope that to any men that are out there struggling, I hope that you can at least have or find a support system and know that you're not alone. I say this in all my videos whenever I talk about mental health, but if anyone feels alone and you feel like you can't reach out to anyone, I promise you right now you can reach out to me. So even though I'm a woman and I'm not a man, so obviously I might not be able to relate on everything, I'm definitely compassionate enough to be a shoulder to like lean on. So if anyone does need someone and you don't have anyone, or even if you do have someone but you just want to reach out to me, message me on Instagram and I'll literally like, I'll try and help. I'll do where I can, because I would hate for anyone to feel like they're alone. So I hope you enjoyed this reaction and I'll see you next time for my next video. Bye.